Do I hope that those people die screaming of rectal cancer? Yeah.
Okay, that's the horrendous monster, Sean Penn, hoping that his critics die screaming of rectal cancer on CBS television. Not one word from the geniuses at CBS about this attack upon freedom of speech. This is the same creature, the same cretin as Sean Penn, who later on this week said that anyone who criticizes the dictator of Venezuela should be put in jail for it. You don't believe me? Okay, I told you liberalism is fascism at its worst, but you don't listen to that. All right, so yesterday, a reporter from the Washington Examiner goes to a Sean Penn kind of fake press conference where he's trying to tell everyone how great a man and humanitarian he is. As I said to you, people who really did the work in Haiti didn't hold press conferences, but he needs to show you what a great guy he is. Listen to what happened at the meeting in '01.
Hi, Mr. Penn. I'm with Washington Examiner, and I have a question. How have you seen your critics change since you mentioned that they should die of rectal cancer?
Excuse me. We're here talking about the Haitian benefit.
It's related to the Haitian benefit.
Excuse me.
I don't think discussion of critics has anything to do with the people there.
I would like to be respectful of the client and the fact that this is a benefit from support of Haiti.
Okay, but there have been people have.
No, I think that you're investing in a culture that I'm not interested in. And I think
Excuse me, ma'am. This is the end of your...
So the vile Sean Penn, the cowardly Sean Penn, the thug Sean Penn, the communist Sean Penn, the anti-American Sean Penn, he's not interested in investing in a culture he's not interested in. So he's not interested in freedom of speech. And you believe this man is worthy of a movie that you go to? Never go to any of his movies. You have the power. I have 10 million listeners. The conservative sphere is probably 30 to 40 million Americans. You never have to go to a Sean Penn movie. You never have to go to a Spielberg movie. You never have to go to a Tom Hanks movie. The only thing these creatures understand is their pocketbook. Because at the end of the day, that's all they live for. They're the men of the Bible who worship the golden idol. And if the Oscar is not a golden idol, I'd like to know what is. If the Oscar itself does not represent everything that the Bible warns you against, I'd like to know what does. But let's not get too religious today. I did an hour of that, recently, and I enjoyed doing it, but that's enough. I'd like to talk with you about a number of things today, and I don't want to blow a stack. Another one, another vessel. I didn't blow one yet. But if you want to be a slave within the vast concentration camp of the new United Soviet States of America, where these lowlife psychopaths tell you not to ask them questions, well, don't include me, because I will fight it with every breath in me. I'm never going to go along with your slavery. Never. And it's interesting to me that the Democrats are the ones who want you in slavery. As bad as the Republicans were, at least they didn't try to check what you said and how you said it. I was cleaning out my bookcase, and I found a little red book called Quotations from Chairman Mao Zedong. I remember buying this. I even found the price for 60 cents back in the 70s in a communist bookstore in San Francisco run by a fake poet who was really a capitalist in disguise, whose last name rhymes with spaghetti. Another faker who's got property all over the country and property in Paris, who puts on a big act. Oh, I'm just a nice, calm Libby, and I want everyone to have everything. And no one knows I really own this property on Broadway in Columbus, that I really have lots of property and money. They think I'm really for the poor. So he sold it in his bookstore, and I picked it up, and I couldn't believe what I found. You hear the word progressive a lot, don't you, today? Do you know that the word progressive refers to communism directly? So the next time you hear the word I'm a progressive, you are hearing the words from people who are telling you I'm a communist. I will prove what I just said to you in this quotation from Chairman Mao Zedong on page 23, where he writes, communism is at once a complete system of proletarian ideology and a new social system. It is different from any other ideological and social system, and it is the most complete, progressive, revolutionary, and rational system in human history. Notice the emphasis on the word progressive right next to the words revolutionary, So progressive is a code word for communism. Now, Mao Zedong was responsible for the deaths of at least 60 million of his fellow Chinese who would not go along with his progressive communism. And that's what's coming in America unless you stand up to these creatures. And there's plenty of them. The media is 89% to 93% progressive communist. The Democrat Party is at least 50 to 60% progressive socialist, if not outright Marxist-Leninist. I'd say 20% of the Democrat Party today is Marxist-Leninist. I would say that the Republican Party is 40% socialist and 15% Marxist-Leninist. I'd say the Republican Party is 10% conservative with 25% of adults who don't even know what they are. That's the shape we're in. That's why the people hate politicians. That's why the people have contempt for Sean Penn. That's why the people hate Hollywood. The real people hate Hollywood. The dolts and the idiots and the drug addicts sit in the movie theater. Who else would go to these movies that these anti-American vermin put out? You have the power. Do not support the Marxist-Leninists in this country. Do not support the Marxist-Leninists, the degenerates of Hollywood. Don't go to their movies. Don't go to the movie theater. The next time Tom Hanks gets up with another sob story about World War II vets, you ought to tell him, go to hell. Stop abusing the old men. They're the heroes. You're not.
Savage.
Come on over, baby. Whole lot of shaking going on. Yes, I say, come on over, baby. Baby, you can't go wrong.
Nancy Pelosi and the gang just added several $1 billion to the health care bill in order to bribe additional Democrat congressmen. That is correct. The illegitimi in the Democrat Party have just tacked a major reform of the nation's student loan system onto the health care overhaul bill in order to corral votes in the House, in order to push it forward. As I say, they added several $1 billion more to the cost of this monstrosity. This is what's going on in your country. One basically bribe after another. One bribe after another. The lie about health care costs continue. They won't stop. They keep piling money upon money upon money. And that's why I said to you, we do not live in a representative government. We live in a Soviet-style government. Sovet is the origin of the word Soviet. The Russian word Sovet means advisors, and that means lobbyists.